Okay, let's get into it. We are strapping in for the ultimate gear check of the elite esports world today. Specifically, we're diving into the hyper-competitive needs of titles like Counter-Strike 2 and Valorant.
Yeah, and we've got the data. We've extracted hard facts from major tournaments like PCT Masters Toronto, from detailed reviews, the works.
And the mission is to tell you exactly what the pros are using.
And, more importantly, why. We are cutting through a mountain of marketing hype.
Right.
To figure out what truly gives a competitive advantage. And what really surprised us, and what I think you'll find most useful, is how often the best gear isn't the most expensive.
And that's the perfect hook, isn't it? Because I think most people just assume a pro setup is the most costly piece of equipment you can buy for every single slot.
Exactly.
But when we look at the very foundation of every shot, the mouse pad, there is a massive, and I mean a genuinely shocking surprise waiting.
It completely flies in the face of logic. You have these players with, a $150 high-tech mouse, and yet so many of them are still using a basic budget mouse pad.
Like what? What are we talking about?
Things like the Razer Giantess V2,
Yeah.
or the SteelSeries QK Heavy. I mean, we're talking about mouse pads that cost less than $25.
And that's not a budget choice, it's a performance choice.
It is, and we have to unpack that contradiction.
We absolutely do. So let's start where the tech is moving fastest. The mouse. The whole design philosophy has been completely overhauled.
Completely. The trend has shifted away from those older, heavier ergonomic designs.
Like the Zowie EC2W.
That's the classic example. And it's moved to an absolute race to zero weight.
So what's the benchmark now?
If you're competing at an elite level, the consensus is you need a mouse under 60 grams with lightning-fast optical switches and a totally flawless sensor connection.
We're seeing these crazy high polling rates too, pushing past 1K hertz up to 8K hertz.
Yeah, and we should probably unpack what that 8 kilohertz actually means in terms of a real advantage.
Please do, because the number sounds impressive, but is it tangible?
It is, but it's fractional. So your standard mouse reports its position to the computer 1,000 times a second. That's 1 kilohertz.
Okay.
An 8 kilohertz mouse does it 8,000 times a second.
So it's just that much more data, that much smoother.
Exactly. It lowers the input latency, the delay between you moving your hand and it showing up on screen. We're talking milliseconds, or even fractions of a millisecond.
And at the highest level, that's everything.
It's the difference between winning and losing a duel. It's the pursuit of zero resistance.
Got it. So looking at the VCT Masters Toronto data, the landscape's shifting. Logitech is still number one, but their market share has dropped a lot.
A huge drop, from around 50% down to just under 38%.
Wow.
But what's fascinating is the loyalty within that group.
Yeah.
Every single player using a Logitech mouse at that event was on some version of the GPRO X Superlight.
Ah, the Superlight legacy. Which brings us to their new flagship, the GPX2.
Right. And this thing is just packed with tech at 60 grams, so it's still ultralight. But it has their new Hero 2 sensor, which goes up to a frankly ridiculous 44,000 DPI. And it uses their Light Force hybrid switches.
Okay, let's stop right there. 44,000 DPI. Are any pros actually using the settings that high?
Absolutely. And this is where we have to separate marketing from reality.
Right.
Almost all serious pros play on extremely low DPI. We're talking 400 or 800. They need a huge physical range of motion for that fine precision.
So the 44K number is just a spec. It shows the quality of the sensor.
Exactly. The real advantages are the flawless tracking and the lightweight build.
And it seems like not all their new variants are hitting the mark with pros.
That's right. Logitech released a few updates, but our source material suggested their ergonomic version, the Superlight Dex, might be a, quote, Superlight dud for the pro scene.
Why is that?
The pros have built years of muscle memory on that classic symmetrical shape of the original. They just don't want to change it.
And while Logitech is refining, Razer is the one really gaining ground.
Oh, Razer's putting on immense pressure. First, you've got the Viper V3 Pro.
Okay.
It's even lighter than the GPX2. Comes in at 54, 55 grams. It's got that 8 kilohertz polling rate, Gen 3 optical switches.
Yeah.
And reviewers really praise the coating and the click feel on it.
And then there's the other one, the Death Adder V4 Pro. Some are calling this the fastest mouse out there.
It's an acceleration machine, 56 grams, uses the Focus Pro 45K optical sensor. But the headline is the new wireless tech.
The Hyperspeed Gen 2?
Yes, which some reports say offers 37% lower latency than the old one. We're talking an average input delay of just 0.29 milliseconds. It's insane.
And that speed race has opened the door for smaller players too, right? ECT Masters wasn't just Logitech and Razer.
Definitely not. We saw the WL Mouse Beast X, the Lamzu Maya Final Mouse, a bunch of niche contenders.
Like the Lamzu Maya, what's its niche?
Incredibly light, 45 grams. And it's a huge favorite for players who use a fingertip grip.
So you have these hyper-specialized options now.
You do. And even mainstream brands are pushing it. The Corsair Saber V2 Pro Ultralight is down to, 36 grams?
But with all this tech, we found a really strong word of caution in the user commentary.
A necessary one. The feeling is that some of the popularity of Logitech and Razer is just hype legacy.
Everyone uses it, so it must be good.
Right. But there are documented long-term issues. Disconnection problems on some older G Pros, right-click failures on Super Lights after a lot of use. You have to look past the launch day specs.
That's great advice. So let's use that idea of reliability and pivot to the complete inversion of all this logic. The mouse pad. The mouse is chasing pure speed. The mouse pad follows suit.
You would think so, but it's the complete opposite. And this is, I think, the most critical insight for anyone listening.
Okay.
You'd expect them to use these slick, hard speed pads. But the data shows over 70% of pros are on control-oriented cloth pads.
So they're prioritizing control, stopping power.
Above everything else.
But why? If you have an ultralight mouse that moves with no effort, why would you deliberately slow it down?
It's the difference between a fast engine and good brakes. A Formula One car is useless without the tires and brakes to handle that speed.
I like that analogy.
A control pad gives you that friction you need for precision. It stops you from overshooting a target and lets you make those tiny micro adjustments that win fights.
And this is where those budget pads we mentioned are still king for some players. Is it just superstition sticking with an old cheap pad?
It's not superstition, it's an investment. It's thousands of hours of muscle memory on that one specific surface.
Right.
For them, the tiny tech upgrade from a new pad isn't worth the risk of messing up that deeply ingrained stability. Consistency beats a marginal gain.
That is fascinating. But when a pro does decide to upgrade, to invest in a premium pad, there's one parameter.
Oh yeah, it's Artisan. The Japanese brand that basically sets the standard.
And the model is the Ninja FX0.
The undisputed number one. Over 10% of pros we track use it. That's 64 CS2 pros alone. It's a premium control pad, and it's known for two things: incredible consistency and high resistance to humidity and sweat.
Which is huge on a hot tournament stage.
It's vital. And they also do something really interesting with their pads, which is customizable firmness.
I saw that. Mid, soft, X-soft. Why does the foam underneath the cloth matter so much?
Think of it like tuning your car's suspension. X-Soft is the softest. It has more cushion. Your mouse sinks into it a tiny bit when you apply pressure.
Okay.
And that increases the surface contact, which means more friction, more stopping power. It's pure control.
And mid is the opposite.
Right. It's thinner, harder, less sink, less friction, which means the mouse glides faster. It prioritizes speed.
So you can tune the same pad for your style. But what if you want that fast glide for tracking, but still need to hit those sharp flicks?
Then you're probably looking at the Artisan Heat. It's what they call a fast or a hybrid pad.
And what's the feel there?
It has incredibly low static friction. That's the effort it takes to get the mouse moving, so your initial movements feel totally effortless. But it still has enough kinetic friction to give you reliable stopping power for a big flick shot.
Got it. So beyond Artisan, what are the big Western control pads that are still popular with pros?
The ZO-Way GSR is a classic, a workhorse. It's known for very high surface friction. It's made to help you rein in those big, aggressive mouse swipes.
And they've been updating it, right, to deal with some of the old weaknesses of control pads.
Exactly. The new GSR SE versions, the Rouge 2 and the Blue 2, they feature humidity resistance and something they call comfort glide to get a smoother feel while keeping that control.
And if you want to fine-tune that control without importing from Japan,
The Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn Pro is a great option. It's a medium control pad, but its big innovation is a customizable base.
so you can pick your firmness level.
You can. Firm, soft, or X-soft. It lets you dial in that exact balance of speed versus stopping power that you're looking for.
All right, let's round out this hardware tour with the supporting gear. Keyboards. Is that same chase for milliseconds happening there?
Absolutely. And it's led to a major tech shift.
Yeah.
The Hall Effect keyboard revolution.
Right.
And the consensus among pros
especially on a keyboard like CS2.
So why the jump from mechanical switches? They've been the standard forever. What is a Hall effect keyboard actually doing differently?
It all comes down to how the key press is registered. A mechanical switch has physical metal contacts that have to touch. A Hall effect switch uses magnetism. You press the key, a magnet moves past the sensor, and it registers the input. There's no physical contact, no debounce delay.
And that translates into an advantage for movement?
A huge one, because of a feature called rapid trigger.
Okay, break that down.
In CS2, precise counter strafing is everything. You stop, you shoot, you move the other way instantly. With Hall effect and rapid trigger, the key activates the instant you press it, and crucially, deactivates the instant you lift your finger.
Ah, so you can stop on a dime. Your movement is way more responsive.
Infinitely more responsive. It's a massive edge in those tight movement duels.
And what's the market leader for that?
The Wooting 88G is kind of seen as the fastest one available. But the great news here is that the tech has become really accessible, really fast. You can find Hall effect keyboards for under $50 now.
Next up, monitor. It seems like one brand has an absolute monopoly here, even with all the new screen tech coming out.
We're talking about Zowie. And yeah, it's something like 90% of pros use their monitors.
Wow.
Because they prioritize pure raw speed over everything else. They still use TN panels, which are still the fastest available for overall response time.
But wait, why a TN panel when you have these new 480 Hz OLED screens that look incredible? That seems like another one of those weird trade-offs.
It is, but it just reinforces the thing here. The goal is specialized, consistent performance. The OLED panels are, prettier. But the Zowie monitors combine that TN speed with their own tech, DYAC.
Dynamic accuracy, what is that?
It's basically a backlight strobe that cuts down on motion blur way more effectively than any software can. So for pure high-speed CS2 performance, when you're whipping your mouse around, the pros still feel that Zowie is unbeatable for clarity.
Okay, last thing, a quick note on audio. Are pros using some kind of exotic, super expensive headphones?
Not really exotic, but they are focused on comfort and soundstage. A lot of pros will opt for open back headphones, like the Sennheiser HD560S.
And why open back?
They're just more comfortable for long sessions, they don't get as hot, and they typically give you a wider, more natural soundstage, which can help with directional audio cues.
But it's not as critical as the mouse or keyboard.
No, I think you have to temper expectations. The sources make it clear that for just hearing game sounds, most standard gamer headsets are already more than good enough.
That brings us to the end of a really fascinating deep dive. We've uncovered this massive contradiction, this all-out pursuit of bleeding-edge speed in the mouse and keyboard, and it's balanced by this fierce conservatism, this desire for controlled consistency in the mouse pad and the monitor.
And that is the key takeaway for you. True competitive advantage is not found by just chasing the highest number on the box. Not the max DPI, not the highest resolution.
It's about the whole system.
It's about creating a holistic system that is optimized for zero wasted movement and absolute consistency. You have the low resistance from the ultralight mouse, but it's deliberately countered and stable is by the high control friction of a slow, predictable pad. It's all about stabilizing the shot.
It's the ultimate lesson in eliminating variables. So here's a final provocative thought for you to chew on. We've seen that elite performance in esports often means sticking to a comfortable, controlled setup for years. Sometimes choosing muscle memory on a cheap old mouse pad over objectively better technology, all to avoid disrupting consistency. If the pursuit of elite performance demands leaving foundational elements untouched for the sake of muscle memory, what crucial foundational elements in your professional life or even your personal routines are you constantly tweaking that might be better left alone for the sake of consistent, reliable, high-level performance? Think about it.
Until next time.